Hi, my name is John Martin Roferos, and I'm a pastor doing life with young adults at Lake Avenue Church. Our Spanish-speaking congregation, Comunidad de las Americas, is undergoing a significant shift this year. Its pastor for over 30 years just retired, and one of their pastors and I had a conversation about how young adults in their congregation are handling the change. He described their congregation as a close-knit community with worship nights, weekly gatherings, and food. Sounds a lot like our group, right? Yet, they're young adults who spend so much time at the church at a certain age, they just, well, leave. If you've been part of our young adult community, food, fellowship, and a close-knit group that Pastor Carlos just described to me shouldn't just be familiar. Comunidad worships on the same campus, use the same parking lot, and use the same rooms we do. We should know since we walk into each other's events all the time. But our circles always seem to be segregated and worlds away. And if that word segregated makes us uncomfortable, well, it should. A group has been praised for its diversity and inclusive environment. We have people coming to faith and are being transformed, but we must consider what our title of God's unexpected family might mean for those young adults in the primarily Spanish-speaking comunidad. These young adults were born in the States, watch the same cartoons that we watch, go to the same schools, and are bilingual, like most of us in our young adult group. Comunidad is smaller and doesn't have a dedicated young adult ministry, so on paper, it's only natural that they join our group, right? On paper, our diverse and inclusive group should be the perfect fit. Yet I lament at the fact that in its current state, maybe it is not. Actually, scratch that. Scratch the maybe. It is not. Lament and segregation. Not the words that a Filipino American, DACA recipient, seminary student, tennis coach, microbiology major, walking poster child of diversity expected to utter in 2025. We must recognize that as far as we have come in our historically white and Western churches, 120 years of existence, there is still a lot of room for shalom and lament. How is it that Comunidad and Lake Avenue are still forming two separate God's unexpected families instead of family? Our witness to the church starts in our own young adult group. We messed up not because we are not friendly or actively barring others from joining. We're pretty friendly and loving. But when others who have a different cultural or even church background than ours come, do we approach our interactions where hospitality is extended as your plight is my plight? These words by Dr. Sung Chan Ra dug up a song of lament that tug at my heartstrings. True inclusion involves bearing the whole weight of the person God puts in front of us. How about we start spending time with the Psalms, which give us a vocabulary to identify with the plight of those who we might not see right away? Because the reality is that many of us experience some shalom that our neighbors in Comunidad do not feel. Is there any way we can free these young adults from the burden of assimilation by taking on the burden of accommodation? Before any initiative, committee, or actionable items that can only lead to tokenism, how can we listen to them and their stories? These stories are both humbling and healing. Instead of asking them to change to fit us, how might we change to make space for them? Spending time with the Psalms and that of lament gives us a common language to say, we messed up. And in the same vein, ask the question of how can I make your plight my plight? I believe wholeheartedly that to ask the question, who is not in the room, involves a heart change where we are so rooted in the gospel that it compels us to a passionate in pursuit of others. Pursuing them will change our group as it should. And maybe change isn't a bad thing. I'm hoping we can show our church how it can look like. Fixing our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith, I ask this question. Are we ready? Set? Let's go.